Hey guys, before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to our newest sponsor, Mortgage Map. They have a unique way to ensure your brand is top of mind all the time. So check them out and click on the banner to get started. So last week was Rate-A-Geddon. All you lenders out there know exactly what we're talking about. And for the rest of you that don't know, well, let's just say when it comes to interest rates, well, it got really ugly, really bad, really fast. Lenders know exactly what's going on, but for all you realtors, pay attention because this is eroding your buyer's buying power as we speak. Literally.
Now, for those of you that watch our show regularly, you're probably saying, yep, we know. It was just a matter of time.
And for those of you that pop in every once in a while, you're probably saying, what the heck is going on?
We've said for quite some time that the Fed is the only thing keeping rates low. Heck, I think we've had at least 5 shows talking about what'll happen, and wouldn't you know it, it happened to a T, just like we said it would, and it all started last week.
We said the Feds are the only thing keeping rates low due to their purchasing power of mortgage-backed securities. Their monthly $80 billion spending spree of mortgage-backed securities have kept rates artificially low, and we heard last week the Fed just hint that they will be winding that spending spree down. And just a hint sent the entire mortgage world into a panic.
Now today we aren't going to get into the why this is happening so much because, well, we've already told you. And if you don't know, you can go back and freshen up on some past shows. No, not the why, but more importantly, how will this impact you moving forward, and how can you properly educate your clients as to what's going on?
By the way, what Gary just said is huge in my opinion. Have you ever watched someone, say like a realtor or a loan officer, try to explain market movement when they really don't know what's going on? It's actually quite funny because you know they're just talking out there, you know what, but they just continue to talk and they continue to talk to their client just spewing nonsense. You know why rates went up. I mean, it's because first, well, the Chinese bought a bunch of stocks, mortgage stocks, and see, it's kind of hard to explain, but then the Fed had to step in and like honor those stocks and the bonds, and so then that caused, I mean, it really caused a rift on the New York Stock Exchange floor, which then really pissed off the Chinese yuan, which then actually then lowered the rates, and now this week, that's why, you know, we're having to lock everybody at an extra point higher. It's crazy. Don't be that guy. Clients aren't stupid, and if you don't know, you don't know, and that's okay.
Let's move on and figure out how this is going to impact you and your clients. So rates moved up, and you know what else moved up? Home prices. In fact, almost 11% from a year ago.
Now, how do we quantify this for your client?
Well, here's a real-life example that happens more frequently than you would think. This will show you just how fast your buyer's buying power can be eroded. It's not over the course of 1 year, but just over 7 days.
So here's a typical builder's flyer. We pulled the lenders and the builder's info out and just left the numbers for us to review. Now, as you know, builders right now are pushing the limits on prices, and you really can't blame them, because heck, if my homes are selling for $214,000, why not move them to $225,000 the next weekend and see what happens? So last week, this particular builder did just that. So prices jumped 11 grand basically overnight. But what else happened last week? That's right, rates jumped. So the builder or the lender redo their flyer, and when they're done, it looks quite a bit different.
Oh, look at that. Now the price, rate, and monthly payment are quite a bit higher. Almost 10% higher from just 7 days ago.
And that buyer of yours that either didn't get pre-qualified fast enough or decided to think about it just saw their payment jump $150 basically overnight, and bam, their buying power has been officially eroded.
Now remember what else is also going on. FHA and conventional loans are tightening up, so while that payment going up may be a nuisance to your buyer, you may have a bigger problem. They may not even qualify anymore. Guys, this is a real example of what happens in just a matter of days. This market's changing incredibly quickly, and it's incredibly volatile right now.
You don't have to put the fear of God into your clients, but you do need to let them know exactly what's going on. Even if you just forward today's show and say, hey, watch this, it pretty much sums up what you need to know right now. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, then your client that hired you as their trusted realtor or loan officer, they're going to ask the tough question as to why you didn't inform them to lock in ahead of this mess. And as for you realtors, it will be, hey, why didn't you tell me it was this crazy? I was interested in buying that house, but now I can't afford it.
That'll be a tough conversation and possibly grounds for them finding a new trusted partner, so don't let that happen.
Stay in front of this thing, and you know you can't control it, but educate your clients accordingly, and you won't find yourself in that awkward situation of having to explain what in the world just happened. See you guys all next week. So here's a typical ballot. So here's a typical ballot. Here's the typical better. So here's a. So here's a tip. So here's a typical buyer's. Oh my God. So,